My friends, these days YouTube is making it harder and harder for fans to watch independent channels like mine. Even people who are channel members have to go hunting for my content because YouTube does not help them find it. This latest shift in the algorithm, incorporating age verification and reportedly using AI to filter results, has instantly cut my views down a half to a third of what they used to be. Meanwhile, I'm getting a lot of folks telling me in comments they've been unsubscribed from my channel without their knowledge. The good news is, I may have a fix for those of you who want to ensure you get notifications from YouTube. If you want the algorithm to know you like this channel and want to receive notifications, please watch a number of my videos all in a row. Watch 4 or 5 of them back to back, and I am told this will adjust the algorithm so you'll get updates when I post videos or go live. To make it easier for you to watch several of my videos in a row, you'll find a couple of links to playlists in the video comments. Please take a look at them. And with a little luck, this will help you find my videos a lot easier and help us stay on the air. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now, on to the video. My friends, no one could have foreseen that Jimmy Kimmel would become the ultimate mousetrap. Disney is caught in an absolutely terrible situation, and there isn't anything they could have done to avoid it. This crisis suddenly and unexpectedly came out of left field and hit with the impact of a media tsunami. Honestly, the more you examine Jimmy Kimmel's indefinite suspension for his inappropriate comments about the death of Charlie Kirk, the worse the whole thing gets, because it kind of hits at an intersection of agendas, business interests, and volatile political hotspots that makes this truly one of the worst crises Disney has faced yet. And the weird thing about it is, none of this is Disney's fault. Faced with a late-night TV host whose comments sparked controversy, who was determined to pour gasoline on the situation rather than apologize as affiliates defected and advertisers registered complaints and concerns, Iger and Walden decided they had no choice but to yank him off the air, and frankly, they were right. They did have no choice in the matter. Then, of course, you can't discount the comments by Brendan Carr at the FCC that if Disney didn't do something about Kimmel, the FCC would get involved, dropping ominous hints as like unto a threat that the FCC could pull some broadcast licenses, an existential threat to a media company, no doubt, but it hadn't reached that point at the time of the decision. Yet even so, now Disney is getting hammered on all sides, as Jimmy Kimmel has become something of a cause celeb, with Hollywood stars, pundits, news organizations, and yes, the very purple hair nose ring crowd Disney has been coddling all these years, throwing the mouse under the media bus in an orgy of righteous indignation, turning this into an issue of government bullying and overreach, censoring of free speech, and how dare Disney cave into that? All the time ignoring all the other crises points, the defecting affiliates, the angry advertisers, and the defiant host who would still be on the air today if he'd simply been willing to apologize. As revealed in The Hollywood Reporter, Kimmel refused Iger's calls to apologize on air. Kimmel was determined to make a statement clarifying what he intended to say originally, but then he was reportedly planning to go on the attack, calling out media critics, right-wing commentators, hostile parties, essentially pouring more gasoline on the very flames that Bob Iger rightly wanted to be extinguished. And so he and Walden jointly decided to hit the brakes and try to de-escalate the situation. Unfortunately, there were no good options here, and by removing Kimmel, those putting forward the narrative that this move was prompted by the FCC's bullying comments and veiled threats of canceling broadcast licenses were able to turn this into a government censorship totalitarian situation that has the woke crowd all riled up.
Yeah, a lot of these woke activists and celebrities who normally embrace Disney have turned on them savagely, calling for everyone to cancel Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN. Man, with friends like that, who needs Ebola? But then again, the woke are cannibals. They'll turn on each other like pod people at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, at the merest hint of ideological impurity among their own kind.
Oh, I agree. The woke are amazingly fickle in their alliances and will turn on you on a dime if it suits them, given their rigid and naively uncompromising worldview. And yet, look at the illogic of their premise, Harvey Cthulhu. If Disney did cave to government pressure, then isn't Disney the victim here for being strong-armed in the first place? The position of those attacking Disney here doesn't make any sense. Hey, Mickey got mugged. Let's cancel the son of a bitch for getting mugged. I mean, it makes no sense if you say that's what happened. And yet, social media is flooded with celebrities getting on the bandwagon, slamming Disney for supposedly caving to government pressure, ignoring all the shit other than the FCC going down. And it's gotten to the point where even Tatiana Maslany, the She-Hulk herself, has turned on her former employer and told people to cancel everything. Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, as you can see in her Instagram post. Can you imagine? She'll never work for Disney again, I warrant. But that was also true before this incident since, She-Hulk was a big bomb, so I guess it was a low-risk grandstand for her. Meanwhile, The Hollywood Reporter reports over 400 big-name celebrities have signed an open letter supporting Kimmel. Howard Stern announced he canceled his Disney Plus. John Oliver went on the attack this weekend, grandstanding in his usual way. Mark Ruffalo, Pedro Pascal of all people, and Marissa Tomei have joined She-Hulk in turning on Disney. So it's a big media orgy right now, attacking Disney for allegedly caving to government pressure. And while clearly that was not the only factor in this situation, bearing in mind if Jimmy Kimmel had simply cooperated with his bosses, swallowed his ego and apologized, he'd be on the air tonight. Even GOP senators like Ted Cruz and Rand Paul are saying the FCC's comments pressuring Disney to censure Kimmel were overreaching and inappropriate. In an article by Fox News, they quoted Rand Paul's comments on the FCC's remarks and Kimmel's suspension. Quote, Paul slammed Carr's comments as absolutely inappropriate and said the FCC commissioner has no business weighing in on this. The Kentucky senator cautioned, however, that while people have the right to make controversial comments, they do not have the right to employment. People have to also realize that despicable comments, you have the right to say that, but you don't have the right to employment. Virtually everybody employed, probably including yourself, has a code of conduct. In your contract, you have to adhere to it. NFL players have it, baseball players have it. If you don't adhere to that conduct, if you say things that are reprehensible or glorify someone's death, yeah, you can be fired. The FCC should have nothing to do with it. The government has no business in it. The FCC was wrong, and I will fight any attempt by the government to get involved in speech, Paul told Meet the Press host Kristen Welker on Sunday, unquote. Senator Ted Cruz also expressed his disapproval of any strong-arm tactics by the FCC, but of course it's important to realize that no actual action had been taken by the FCC. Some unfortunate comments by Chairman Carr on a podcast that were probably intended to rattle ABC, but no actual action. No, it appears that an alarming affiliate rebellion led by Sinclair Inc. and Nexstar, along with pressure from advertisers, was the thing that compelled Bob Iger and Dana Walden's hands under time pressure to yank Kimmel off the air. But does that even matter now? Now, there's a bandwagon rolling through Hollywood, and everyone's getting on it, regardless of the facts of the matter. In short, this is a dreadful mess. A perfect mousetrap of sorts that Disney didn't see coming and really had nothing to do with creating. And unfortunately, at this point, the only one who could possibly help this situation is Kimmel himself. It might be too late to apologize, I'm not sure, but that would at least be a good first step. Apologize, de-escalate the situation, ABC puts him back on the air. Not everyone would be satisfied after this much kerfuffle and brouhaha, but still, absent that, I really have no idea how this thing plays out. It's a really nasty mousetrap, my friends, and nobody saw it coming. We'll keep our eyes on the story, and as it unfolds, we will continue to bring you updates. But I gotta say, geez, man. From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.